Hello, viewers. So this is gonna be part 4 of Ace the Gamer Fallout New Vegas. So we went through the Bison Steve, saved Beagle, and so now we gotta find a sheriff for Primm. So what I'm actually gonna do real quick is go to an outpost that can kind of see in the distance over there, and on the way, because like every destination in this game, we're gonna be having to take out some, let's just say, enemies. And the reason I'm choosing to do this is because when going the NCR route, you're gonna have to end up going to that outpost regardless, and if we do it now, we'll be able to get a few other minor things done that is actually fairly convenient to do, as well as will set us up for what I usually like to accomplish for even up to late game, and I'll explain as we get there. So, as mentioned, we want to always grab everything no matter what, because we can just sell everything, use it to repair, to potentially get some in-game achievements. And there's gonna be some bad guys over here too. And we're about halfway to level 5. At that point, I will, when we reach level 5, going to place all my skill points into guns so that we could start actually using guns instead of unarmed. Plus, due to all the caps we're making, as we're making them, it just it makes sense to, again, in the really early stages of the game, to make sure that you don't really use all of your bullets. You want to stick with unarmed, but as you continue the game, you're gonna want to, at this point, you can feel free, if you so choose, to start using guns. In my case, I'm gonna wait just a little bit longer because I want to make sure that I could get the type of guns I want, get as many bullets as I want for said, or ammo rather, for said guns, because of course every little bit helps, and this is also one of my favorite armors of the game, believe it or not. Not because it's strong. You can see damage threshold is 2, while what we were using before was 8. But the reason why this is one of my favorites is because agility +1, endurance +1. For going a little faster, I always like adding just as much agility as I can through armors, because at the end of the day, every bit of agility helps in games like this, where although you can fast travel to different areas rather quickly, it takes discovering just so many locations to get to where you want at a reasonable time and rate. So that's why I usually like choosing to find a +1 agility item when it comes to your outfit. So what I usually like to do is keep this on hand, and of course having your combat armor, the armor you choose to wear in combat that makes combat easier. And since we're about to enter combat, what I'm going to do is, for the apparel, go back to Gala Gold helmet and lightweight leather armor. Or in your case, if you're non-DLC, leather armor is great. If you're lucky enough to get reinforced armor, that works better. And what's cool about this game too is when it comes to reinforced armor, you can use the basic version to repair the reinforced. So if you had basic leather armor, you can of course use it to pump up your reinforced armor. So you can have a much easier time playing through the game. And although we don't have to come in here, I usually like entering places and picking up as much as possible, just because it's free caps and nothing's wrong with just getting as much money as you can. Okay, and since I'm obviously over encumbered, when I exit the store, I'm just gonna look at what I would say is the cheapest items I have, which what I do is I like going through the MISC tab before anything else after I just make sure I repaired everything that I can. And it looks like for weapons I repaired everything that I can. Okay, so I just need to remove 8 pounds. So what I'm actually going to do is, because it's only 8, I'm going to drink a beer. And usually when you're over encumbered, if you have a beer or another piece of alcohol, I would definitely, if it's within 10 pounds, do it. If you're close to a location that you're either going to sell a lot of things or you're going to store a lot of things. And of course, when there's magazines that don't have plus 10 guns, it'll give you usually plus 3 of said skill. So now our guns is at 25 instead of 22, which every bit helps. Okay, and this is unfortunate part about Fallout New Vegas and Fallout games in general is you can get addicted to alcohol, to drugs and such, and because I don't usually enjoy dealing with it for the most part, what I would do, again, since we're traveling, save time, you can see how much faster we're going. But as you're going to see in this playthrough especially, I don't really use drugs all that much, and like some like to use Psycho and other drugs that help boost your damage or other useful boosts, but for me, I usually like saving it to enjoy, whether it's in DLCs or even endgame. But now we're in an outpost, and what I'm going to choose to do first is, since there's no traders yet, because we gotta do a mission for that, I'm going to start actually selling some things I know that I absolutely am not gonna want or need in general. I'm gonna do that right here with
New face in the
Lacey.
outpost. Take a look.
Now, what I usually like to do is sell just the misc first, see how much I'm actually getting, and that's usually the only reason why I pick up everything, even like that, because as you can see, things are stacking up very, very quickly. By just going from Primm to here, we made 181 caps. And that makes a really big difference, especially when I'm only at 1500. Next, I always sell the ammo I know I'm absolutely not going to use, which 239 caps. And then, obviously, the NCR money is great if you have Kaiser's Legion as well. So, as you can see, we're already up 400 caps, and we didn't really do too much selling. Well, actually, now we're up close to 600 caps. So we're at 2100. Since there's no reason to really, at the moment, have more than that, I'm just gonna put, since we're using, NCR for this playthrough, this is the box which is around here that I usually like going to. If you're familiar with the strip, people usually like using the room and the area that's given to you, but I've always found this to be a little faster and more convenient. No load screens, anything like that, and so I think what I'm going to do is keep the machete, just in case, but I like the cowboy repeater, so I'm going to keep that. I liked the armor vault suit, so I'm going to keep that. Speech plus 5 is usually something to keep as well, so everything else I'm mostly going to put away, and as you can see from here, the amount of weight we can carry is constantly increasing. Oh. So, there's only a handful of things I like to carry with me at all times, and it's anti-venom, dirty water, or not dirty water, doctor's bags, sorry about that, and let's see. Oh, see another plagiarism. I think that's increases your unarmed by 3, and even though we're not going to use unarmed, I still want to be able to increase that, and you don't really need weapon repair kits or stim packs, so usually you want your anti-venom, just in case you get poisoned out of nowhere. Of course, your doctor bags and stim packs. Something we haven't used quite yet, the Rad X and the Rad Away. These will come in handy, and I would suggest, as you'll see what I'm going to be doing throughout the game, just making a conscious effort if you have the extra caps and you know you're not going to use them for anything right away. If they're available to buy, I would buy it. So what I'm going to do is come in here, and I'm going to start accepting a few missions.
Caravan citizen. Help? Primm. Hayes units is stationed up there. It has. It was a promising...
So This guy has 100 repair skill, which is just absolutely amazing. And because we're going to use the cowboy repeater and broad machete as needed, goggled helmets, and obviously these two armors, it's best to just repair all while we can, because we have almost 1,000 caps, and not just that, but we also have
Looks like we got a new visitor in the...
different weapons that we put into that box, which how I usually like looking at the box is, if we want to experiment with some guns or armors, we can just go there. But so Ranger Jackson and of course Ranger Ghost. Okay, so now we have two quests from the outpost, and what I'm gonna actually do is gonna go to Can You Find in Your Heart, because we'll actually get a handful of goodies. We're gonna get the service rifle, which a lot of people like. I'm not too fond of it, but because they're ants and ants don't really give a lot of experience points, we might as well keep using the machete. But moving forward, especially with Kaisar's soldiers and such, where we're gonna start using, of course, our stronger, more useful weapon. And before I forget, I'm gonna use the Pilgrim Illustrated, unarmed, increased by 3. I'm actually gonna use a doctor's bag just to use it, and then of course, so this is a really fairly quick mission. I would say that if you're really hurting for caps, you can obviously just take all the ant stuff, but right now we don't really need that. Again, we have almost 1,000 caps, and we have everything we really need. But again, we have all this because of the DLC content, where you get so many high quality weapons and armors that you can just sell right away, and it stacks up over time. I think in our first episode we sold probably close to 1,200 or so caps worth of inventory, so just keep that in mind when playing. Like, we are here.
Appreciate the help.
Okay, we got that 90 XP on top of all the XP that we were able to get from just killing the ants themselves. And as mentioned, every bit stacks up. But since I don't really want to use the service rifle, and I don't really need the caravan lunch or the weapon repair kit right now, I'm just going to deposit them. Well, actually, my mistake. And just keep in mind, sometimes that mistake happens where you accidentally click to not put it in what you're trying to do in this box, but that one, or if you're standing this way and accidentally so just keep yourself aware. But on that note, guys, we made it to the Mojave Outpost. We did a quick mission, and so next, what we're going to want to do is go to the correctional facility again. And what I'll actually do is end it here, But if you haven't already, feel free to leave a like, comment, or even better yet, subscribe. That'll really help me to see that you're enjoying my content. And of course, I appreciate all of you, even just the view itself. Until next time.